they can still lay their beds, they can wash small dishes, and wash probably their socks and other things. And those things are there. The light work we are talking about is not probably house chores, non-economic activities. They could be economic activities. Because when you go outside in the developed world, they have children distributing newspapers to take some amount of money to keep them going. So they do those things, and we are supposed to look at that and also know how we will come out with what we term as light work, what we term as hazardous work, and non-hazardous work, so that our children will not use it against us. Because more often than not, we go to the communities and they tell us that they give work to the children. They tell us that they say children shouldn't work, but that is not what we are saying. Children have to work, and those 8 categories tells us what children can do at what point in time. So looking at the national laws also, the mother law, which is our constitution, specifically on Article 28(2), is talking about not giving the children any work that is exploitative. It defines what exploitative is. And so our other national laws also, usually it gives the premises for them to also know how they come out with whatever we need to do to protect these children. So we have the Children's Act, which is basically on children, talks about child labor at Part 5, where it defines child labor. It gives the 8 categories. Children are not supposed to be involved in night work, and then a whole lot apprenticeship, when the child can be put in apprenticeship, and even I think we have okay, apprenticeship. Let's end it there. And there are others like trafficking, where it indicates that the consent of the child does not matter. If for adults you think that the adult consented, so maybe in a way it is not trafficking, but for the child, whether the child consented or not, it is still trafficking, and the perpetrator has to be dealt with, whether a parent, whether a relative or not. So these are some of the things. We have the Domestic Violence Act and the Juvenile Justice Act, also protecting our children. And then the Labor Act is also there, but it doesn't talk very much on child labor, but it is being reviewed, and we have incorporated all the, because as at the time it was being developed, we were still picking up on our child labor issues, and so it wasn't featured much. And it is covering workers. It is to protect workers. So if we are saying children can be employed at age 15, then it means whatever provisions are in it to protect workers, it is also for children as well. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Madam Elizabeth. And I have my own questions. And you know, we asked people who are registering online to include any questions that they would really want answered. So I'm glad that you've tried to bring out the differences between, you know, what